Well, you head up the field marketing for Optimizely, and you guys are normally handling a lot of in-person events, like you just said. And we are not doing that anymore. So how are you guys changing your practices? What tools are you using? You still need to communicate with people. You still need to get the word out there. But one essential piece of the puzzle, which is live events like trade shows and expos, and all of that has been removed from the equation, at least for now. How have you guys responded to that?
Yeah, it's tricky too, because how do you replace something that allows for people to get in person, one on one, and really get to know each other as a person? That's something that's really difficult to replicate and replace. So I think in regards to replacing that, it's less of replacing and trying to figure out how can we continue to engage when this really essential piece of a business's expense is taken away. I think what we've had to do is pivot extremely fast. I think working in field marketing, managing a large chunk of what we do in our portfolio being live events, I saw this coming a lot sooner than, say, people that are not working with live events, because we were seeing things being canceled a lot earlier. I'd say like end of or beginning of February, I started seeing this. So at least we had starting in February to start thinking, what can we do? So we really started focusing on these virtual meetups for our developer audiences. We want to make sure that we're still connecting people. I think right now it's essential to stay connected more than ever. Some people don't have a network where they're living with a couple people, so they're isolated. So I think it's super important to make sure that we're reaching out to our customers, to the people that we care about, which are our customers, but then also family, friends. So having these meetups, these networking meetups are super beneficial and have been great for just staying connected. We're hosting a like a more high level virtual meetup, which is something that we actually started to pivot into before any of this happened. So we were outfitted to be able to take that pivot a lot quicker. We're hosting an event with Stephen Tomke, who wrote The Surprising Power of Business Experiments, Experimentation Works. And we're really seeing a lot of interest with the executive audience, where we'll be able to bring a lot of people together so they can see what they're all doing and learn from someone who was educated at Harvard Business School. And then we're really working, and we're actually leveraging that through Zoom. We're doing, as everyone is right now, we use, for our webinar platform, we use something different. And so for field marketing, we wanted to create a swim lane where we can stay in and kind of make sure that we're really creating these types of programs where they do feel live in live events and communicative and networking. So we are going to be leveraging Zoom meeting for a lot of these. And we've done a couple on the Zoom webinar as well, but we're really excited to see how this works in Zoom meeting. And then we've been doing a lot more digital direct mail campaigns. Because there is that, it's a little harder for us to ask our customers and our prospective customers for their home address when so many people right now are sheltering in place. So leveraging Sendoso, we're doing digital direct mail campaigns where we're sending people Uber Eats codes so folks can not only nourish themselves when they're normally being fed by their work, but then allowing them to prop up the community around them and, buy a lunch at one of their favorite local restaurants. So, trying to help
So
out in anyway, that one.
I find that very interesting. You told me about that one last week, and I thought, well, all of this money that's not being spent going to expos and, basically still stimulating the economy in that way, right? Because there's all these different vendors, all these different people it takes to put that together. companies are saving that money. So using something like Sendozo and, sending these promo codes out, you still get to spend some of that budget that has already been allocated for these events, but you're also stimulating their local economy with the restaurants. I think it's a great idea. Do you guys, when do you use that? Do you use that during the webinars? Do you have any particular strategy on how to use that kind of like virtual gift?
Yeah, so because Optimizely is all about experimentation, we're testing out a few ideas. So one is just to engage with folks that we were working with or were trying to connect with before everyone started sheltering in place. That's one thing that we're testing out. And then also to keep people engaged in lunch and learn virtual meetups. So, come to this virtual meetup, and at the end, we'll give you a code so you can have lunch on us. So kind of like a lunch and learn type of situation. And then with Sendoso, they just came out with something that I'm super excited about, which will allow us to send physical pieces to them, because we have so many pieces that we already have created that are sitting in warehouses that we can't send out currently because that stigma of asking somebody for their home address. They've created this new thing where it's almost like a registry where you send out an email asking them if they'd like to be sent this item. And if so, then they can enter their address and it goes to just Sendoso to send to them, but won't go to us. So we won't have to worry about that weird stigma of having their home address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to be testing stuff out with that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.